What is going on, everybody? In this video, I want to talk about the mindset hack that I've used that has helped me make hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit in my early 20s. I'm 21 years old. A few years back, I was in high school, had no money, had never worked a job, didn't get handouts from parents. I was just on a typical path where I was going to go to college. I was going to just do my thing, probably try and become a business major and see where that took me. But I knew that that wasn't the path I wanted to go down. I knew that that wasn't me really fulfilling my true potential. In fact, I kind of just felt like that was me following the plan that was already in front of me. I came from a good background, good family, everything like that. And a big part of me almost felt guilty if I weren't to fulfill a bigger potential than just going to college, getting a 9 to 5 job, saving some money, having a family, retiring, and calling that my life. I felt like that would be a waste of the opportunity that I had since I was born into a good family, since I know how to speak well, since I was blessed with a great brain, since I live in a first world country, since I grew up in the internet era. Like, all of these things pointed me towards saying, you know what, Nick, you need to go do more because you are blessed with a situation that not everybody is. And so you need to go make the most of it. And so I along that way of thinking, I started to think about, okay, what would it actually take for me to reach more potential than just a 9 to 5 job? And I tried business models after business models. I tried reselling, I tried drop shipping, tried a lot of different things in high school. Some of them made me some money, some of them didn't. I think in one summer I made like $5,000 drop shipping, and then that was profit. I proceeded to waste all that money on Facebook ads because I had no clue what I was doing. Reselling, I would make $300 there, $500 here, $100 there. But when it was all said and done, I had about $1,000 in my bank account. And this was junior year of high school. I was 16 years old and ended up landing a high ticket sales role. So at the time, I didn't even know it was high ticket sales. I just saw this influencer online who was creating content that I had followed around drop shipping, and he was teaching other people how to do it. I basically DM'd him and I said, hey man, like, if you want me to be able to close more people into your program, I'll talk to all the people who are reaching out to you and I'll close them. I had no experience. I had no clue what I was doing, but I learned along the way, and I actually did decently well, which led into what I do today. But the mindset that I developed over the last few years that has allowed me to get to where I'm at today, which is the whole point of why I'm creating this video, is I constantly remind myself that I have the 1.0 version of myself, which is currently what I am, and I have the 2.0 version of myself, which is currently what I want to be. Now, this could be my 16-year-old self compared to my 18-year-old self. It could be my 18-year-old self compared to my 21-year-old self. Or right now, it could be my 21-year-old self compared to my 25-year-old self. If I want to continue to advance in my life, all I do is think about, I'm the current 1.0 version of myself. The things I do on a day-by-day basis, the way my life looks, where I live, the people I hang out with, the people I talk to, the job opportunities that I have, the businesses that I'm in. All of these things are all the 1.0 version of myself. Then I simply ask myself the question, what would the 2.0 version of myself have? Who are the people he would talk to? What are the businesses he would be in? What would he be doing on a day-by-day basis? What time would he be waking up? What time would he be going to sleep? What would he be doing while he's awake? How often would he be talking to XYZ mentor? These are the things that I think about on a day-by-day basis in order to help me ascend into the next person that I want to become. So I look at it from a few different areas. I look at it from health. I look at it from finances and business. And then I look at it from relationships. When it comes to health, like, that's just something that I don't negotiate with myself. I need to be getting good sleep, eating whole foods, in a constant routine in the gym. Like, I have a sauna cold plunge membership, so I started doing that every single day. That's something I'm always progressing. When it comes to business, that gets a little bit more tricky, and that's where I have to actually ask myself, what are the needle moving tasks that I should be doing every single day? And then relationships kind of go hand in hand with that. Now, I'm not even talking about like a girlfriend or a wife. That's something that I'll worry about maybe a little bit down the line. But what I am talking about is relationships when it comes to business, when it comes to what I'm doing on a day-by-day basis to nurture my relationships, to be in the right rooms, to have the right opportunities in front of me. Because ultimately, Your network does matter, not in a cringy way of like saying you're going to go network with people, but when you provide value to others and when you positively influence others, if I give somebody sales advice and they go and start a company that crushes it, well, now they are going to credit a part of their success, even if it's not all of it, they're going to credit it to me. And what does that have a ripple effect of? They're going to go talk to other people. They're going to let them know that I've helped them. And that opens up doors and opportunities that would not have opened up otherwise. When it comes to business, I have to think about, where am I leveraging my time? What's the highest leverage thing right now that I need to do to make more active income? And then how can I make more passive income with all the active income I'm making? So I've been blessed in a spot where I'm making a good amount of money the last few years. Now I need to be able to actually invest that so that when I'm not working, that money is making me money, right? Rather than just like a high yield savings account, how can I get physical assets, getting into property, real estate, getting into stocks, crypto, all of that can be great models to leverage in order to actually start getting some income outside of active income. Now, I look at the business side of things. What does the business 2.0 version of me do? How do I leverage my time? What's the most important things I can be doing? What skills am I learning? What rooms am I paying to be in? These are all things that you guys, even as beginners, let's say you have no money, no experience, you can think about the 1.0 version of yourself and the 2.0 version of yourself. And just ask yourself, what would the 2.0 version of yourself be doing on a day-by-day basis? And then follow that strictly. Follow it to the T. Because you don't just wake up one day and magically become the millionaire. You don't just wake up one day and magically have your dream life. That's not the way it works. We move inch by inch by inch, and we either move in the wrong direction or we move in the right direction. And I'm not talking about failures or wins on a day-by-day basis. I'm talking about the work you put in, the tasks you accomplish, the things that you do are either moving you further away from your goal or closer to your goal and closer to the person you want to become. And you won't even notice it on a day-by-day basis. But within 6 months, within a year, and definitely within 2 years and 3 years, you can look back and say, it didn't even seem like my life was changing day by day, but I am in a completely different spot. And I am blessed and grateful to be able to say that that is the case with me. If I look back even 2 or 3 years ago, I get Snapchat memories and I was a completely different person. The way I thought was completely different. The money I had was completely different. The opportunities in front of me were completely different. And most of it for the better at this point. Now I want to make sure that 2 years from now, I'm able to look back and say the same thing. The Nick today, the version of me today, the 1.0 version of me is not the same person as the 2.0 version of me 2 years later. And for the better. My relationship is better. My relationships are better. My finances are better. My business is better. My skill set is better. My health is better. My relationship with God is better. These are all things that I strive for on a day-by-day basis, but you have to get clear on what you need to accomplish every single day in order to mold yourself into that 2.0 version. Success does not happen by accident. So let's say that you wanted to get into high ticket sales, which is what I do. I would look at what are the things I need to do every day. I need to learn the skill. I need to practice the skill of sales. I need to consume content around the skill. I need to join communities around the skill. And I need to be surrounded by people who are also doing what I'm trying to do. And it could be as simple as that. And then you need to dial in the gym. You need to dial in your diet. You need to dial in your relationships. If you have bad relationships, go correct those. Go say sorry. Go correct like whatever's wrong in your life that is holding you back from moving forward. And that's how you become the 2.0 version of yourself. That's my advice to you if you are just starting out. If you're just trying to get your initial takeoff and liftoff in business and success and in your life, go do those things. I promise you guys, you will not regret it. You'll look back a few years later and realize that you are that 2.0 version of yourself. Now you get to move the goalpost. Now you get to try to become somebody even better than where you are currently. But remember, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. It's important to remember. I hope that this actually helped you guys get some clarity on what you can do moving forward. And as always, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and you guys can follow me on IG down in the description if you want to learn what I do. That's also in the description. I will see you guys in the next video.